Those last two clips that we're showing there that we just saw are just two such great characters, both of them. Captain Fantastic, working with 6 kids of different ages and things, and pulling that off so beautifully throughout it. And it's what an interesting character to play. He's a real, he's an anti-conformist and everything. It must have been fun.
It was a lot of fun, and those kids are just amazing. I mean, we had such a good time, and just seeing that scene, just their reactions. I mean, that's just as much in that scene, the way those kids react, as in the scene in the diner, how Mahershala Ali reacts. I mean, that just confirms even more for me that what I was saying is the foundation of good acting is good reacting. It's like listening. What's happening from take to take? What are they doing? I mean, kids, you don't know what they're going to do. But the way they react to what my character is saying to them and how they feel about it, it's like so vivid. Just like, it's hilarious. I mean, the reason the scenes in Green Book are so funny, much funnier than what Pete Farrelly thought they were going to be. He kept complaining. He was like, wait, I'm trying to make a drama. What's going on? I'm losing control. But it wasn't that we were changing the script. It was because of those exquisite reactions from, like, I would say something ridiculous. I mean, it gets worse from there. Anybody seen the movie? Just oblivious, or I'm just convinced of something that's just, absurd. And his reactions are priceless. They're just like the stunned disbelief, disgust. I mean, just a mixture of things just in one little gesture, one little blink of an eye. And then it's my reacting to that obliviously or whatever, and him react. And it's like that back and forth. It's that game that it's listening, and you really see that in those two. And I have to say about these two movies, any actor in their whole career would be happy to have one of those two movies. And I have to say, just watching these clips, it makes me think, sometimes you're frustrated and things don't go the way you'd like, and you don't have a good day, or you don't have a good year, or a good decade, whatever. But I have to say, I mean, looking at just the Cronenberg movies, and Captain Fantastic, and Green Book, and Far From Man, I mean, any of those, not even mentioning Lord of the Rings and Hidalgo and so forth, I've had so many good opportunities. I've been in so many good stories. I mean, sue me if I complain about anything.
I was actually, I was actually, when it screened in Cannes, at the Cannes Film Festival, I was there at that premiere of that movie there. And you and the kids all got up and gave the finger. I thought that was a great moment.
On the red carpet, yeah. That's probably like maybe the most famous red carpet in the world. And that was awesome.
Isn't that amazing? That was a great movie.
All the photographers, they're always like, da-da-da-da-da-da, like it's blinding. They never stop. But suddenly there was this pause. Remarkable pause. They stopped. It was like... And some of them lowered their cameras. It's like, and we're just like, all of us. And then they went back to it.
So great. That picture will go out again now. You just did that. That was great. That was great. Green Book,
And it'll be misinterpreted. It's like, look at him. These people waited for an hour, and what does he do?
Yeah.
Bad man.
The juxtaposition, too, when we saw the clip from The Road, I think you lost about 30 pounds to play that role. In Green Book, you put on, 40, 45? And that must have been fun to do, hard to take off, I imagine.
It was fun. It was fun for quite a while. But then after a while, like anything in excess, it gets old. Then it was, because I'd plateau at a certain level. And on the weekend, I'd kind of eat normal and sleep, and and then I'd come in on Monday, and the costume department would say, "Pick up the pace, your belt loop, you're a hole shy in your belt there, we don't want to, we got to have continuity." I'm like, wow. After a while, it got to be, even in New Orleans where the food is so good. I mean, at first it was great, but it wasn't. I mean, that was the easiest part of preparing the character. Anybody can eat, and many people overeat. But
then you have to eat on camera a lot.
That too, yeah. Well, so I didn't really, I heard our caterer on the movie, people making lunch for the whole crew. I heard they were wonderful, but I don't know, because I would just do the morning's work and then go in my trailer and undo my buckle and just lie back and groan until I was called for the afternoon's work, because a lot of those scenes, we're eating a lot of food, and there's a lot more takes than what you see in the movie, obviously. So,
But you're playing Tony Lip, who lived that life,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
obviously Nick Vallelonga, his son, is one of the screenwriters. Of course, Pete Farrelly did a great job in directing this. But on Deadline, we exclusively showed or played some of the audio tapes that you guys actually listened to preparing for the role that we got a hold of, and so the real
Including Don Shirley as well,
Yeah,
speaking
the real-
about their friendship.
Exactly, and to listen to the real Tony Lip and to listen to all the stories made me think Green Book's not a comedy drama, it's a documentary. It is so true to what those guys are saying
It
is the case.
And it's also, it's not a movie that's, you start with Tony Lip's family, which I think it works. To me, it's a very well-constructed story. And one of the things that really works is that you really get to know my character's family, neighborhood, just the social atmosphere that is. And then the moment you meet this monk-like figure who lives in splendid isolation, in a castle, as Tony would say later, but he lives on top of Carnegie Hall, you know that this is not a good match right away. Before they start talking, it's just when I walk in his office and see all the stuff, and you know where I'm coming from, you've seen my family, it's a great way, because the audience is a step ahead. I like it when the audience knows more and they go, oh, let's see how this goes. This doesn't look too good, That's fun. And I thought that was well done. But it's no more a biography of Tony Vallelonga's life than it is certainly Don Shirley's life. It's a 2-month period. It's a little window of something that happened. And as you say, the documentation that exists shows how well that it was researched and prepared and how accurate it was. I've also met not just the Vallelonga family, who helped me immensely, with building that character, with all just the way they were, the way they talked and moved, but their memories, their photographs, the recordings, these recordings of their father, of Nick Vallelonga's father, all that stuff was really helpful, and Don Shirley tapes as well. And I'm sure some people are aware here. There's been some questioning, and it continues, unfortunately, that this story is a pack of lies. It's a movie. So if it was a pack of lies, so what? Is it a great story? Did you enjoy it? Okay, then what are you complaining about? The fact is, however, and it's disturbing to me because I like the Vallelonga family. I got to know them. I didn't just play one of them. I got to appreciate them. And it's a real insult to them and to their relative whom I portray. And really, it doesn't do Don Shirley any favors either to say it's all bullshit and there was no friendship, when you can hear Don Shirley talking about the fact that they were friends. And them saying, well, he fired him right away, there were no friendship. He worked for him for 1.5 years, and he liked him so much that he recommended it to other artists who he drove for. So if you want to see where the pack of lies are, well, maybe it's somewhere else, but it's not in our movie. And it's very late that these things have come out, because people involved in the movie, which I was like, well, what are you guys waiting for? Come on, you've got the proof. Why don't you defend yourself? But I guess in that sort of Hillary Clinton attitude, or no, not Hillary Clinton. Michelle Obama, I guess, was it that said,
Oh, yeah, when they go
low, we go high, or I guess that's the idea. Well, just keep your dignity. The way Doc says, Mahershala's character, dignity always wins, I guess, in the long run. I think that, to make a long story short, I think that this movie, I seriously think that what Pete Farrelly has accomplished with one movie, shocking people. I remember at the Toronto Film Festival, people saying, what happened? Pete Farrelly did that? How did that happen? How did he pull that off? That's incredible. In one fell swoop, with one movie that's exquisitely constructed, he put himself in the same league, in my opinion, as Preston Sturges, Frank Capra, Billy Wilder. He really did with that movie. It's that good. It's that well constructed. It's a really satisfying and entertaining, profound, in some cases, drama, and it's also classic comedy. You know, it's an amazing thing that he accomplished, and he deserves a lot of credit for it. And not every single thing, it's not a documentary, but in some instances, I mean, it's word for word, things that are on those tapes and those stories that both of them were talking about. So it's, when it says it's based on a true friendship or it's based on real events, it really is. And to say that it's all nonsense, to say the least, does not do justice to the filmmakers or to the family. And I think one of the best things about Green Book is that it's allowed people to discover Don Shirley, the artist, and a little bit Don Shirley, the man, but his music, his enormous talent, you know, and or some people to rediscover it if they'd heard of him, you know, if they're jazz buffs. But most people never heard of him. He was an incredible man. I recommend you watch Lost Bohemia, and there's some other material that's out on the net now that's like outtakes from that, where he talks in depth about the